Good evening to one and all. I would now like to invite Dr. M.R. Chandran, Head, PG and Research Department of English, SN College, to give the welcome address. Sir?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Distinguished personages of Alpha Universal Research Academy, Chennai, the brilliant principal of Saraswati Narayanan College, Madurai, illustrious scholar, a great humanist, Dr. Mata, who is here to inaugurate the session, and the renowned speaker of the day, Dr. Suresh Punarangam, Ms. Saruna, who is here to compare the entire event, learned teaching fraternity of English of Saraswati Narayanan College and other education institutions, industrious scholars, students, and well-wishers. It is indeed a defining moment for me to be associated with you all on this great scholarly event of 1 week FTP program, which is of great value in terms of the topics preferred. And as globalization accelerates much, there is a growing need for English as a language of communication. So study plan should comprise attention to literature and language skills. And it is very much obvious that language is an essential part of human life. And today, the topic is going to be highly beneficial because besides 4 major skills of language, pronunciation skill is of a must to ensure the intelligibility of your communication. And we are indeed fortunate to have luminary language and literature experts who speak on various topics related to the theme of this FTP program. Once again, thanking Alpha Research Academy for this constructive and promising collaborative effort. I appeal to all the participants to genuinely make use of this unique opportunity to get enlightened of various topics to be delivered in this program. I wish the Academy to continue their efforts to effect such academic exercise for the benefit of teachers as well as student community. And on behalf of Saraswati Narayanan College and Alpha Universal Research Academy, I am so pleased to extend my warm welcome to every one of you to this great event and exercise your maximum meditative attention to each and every lecture to be delivered and get benefited of it. And so that the teachers can go to the classroom with a new vigor, new understanding of various topics. So ultimately, for the benefit of the student community and in turn the society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Please.
I now invite Dr. Mata Karnakar to proceed with the inaugural section. Welcome, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. So let me begin at the outset. Let me wish all the organizers and participants of this FTP all success. All of you have come to this meeting after a long and hard day's work, And that is something to be appreciated, really. So without further ado, let's get on to the day's business. This FTP is titled Research Methods in Language, Literature and Linguistics. You have well-qualified professors lined up for addressing these topics, so I won't touch on that. What I will speak on, and I have been given 10 minutes, Aruna ma'am made sure that I understood this time frame for this inaugural address. And I hope this will set the tone for this faculty development program. So in the context of learning about research methods, I want to begin by asking you all a question. Why do we do research? All right, so I want you to think about it for a moment. Why do we all do research? What is the purpose? What is the intention? It's a general question. Okay, so my answer would be that research is done mainly to contribute to the developing knowledge in a field of study, to facilitate learning, to improve human life, disprove lies, promote truth, generate knowledge, and so on. The reasons are plenty. In the context of the current pandemic, research is crucial in finding cures, preventing diseases, raising social awareness, social consciousness, in short, to alleviate human suffering. So why do we do research in language and literature then? Okay, my answer to that would be to understand the world a tad bit better, to understand the people around us. Doing research in language and literature gives us a chance to discover how literature makes sense of the world through stories, poems, novels, plays, and so on. How does the work of art reflect the society and beliefs of its time? What can we learn from it that has relevance today? As a literature student myself, the myriad worlds that the literature study offers is incomparable. The human emotions that are dealt, that of love, sorrow, loss, jealousy, fear, and much more, are the same now that has been recorded and expressed in the times past. In short, research helps us have a better understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Now, coming to the topic of publishing research. The earlier anthem was publish or perish. Now it has changed drastically. It is now, we all know, publish and prosper. I'd like to draw your attention to the word prosper, publish and prosper. So even we English teachers are learning the ropes of the trade, I would say. Earlier it was thought that only science disciplines could publish. Now even we are publishing, and that's something I think we can be proud of. Here I'd like to draw your attention to the word intention or purpose. And why do we publish? And why is it so difficult to get publications in reputed journals like maybe Web of Science or Scopus and so on, in any international conferences or any workshops? Earlier we used to meet in person. Now we are all meeting each other online. After the conferences are over, the common discussion is, why is it so difficult for us to get a publication in these reputed journals? So to understand this better, I'd like to give you an example. This is a personal example. So most of you who know me know that I have a son. He's 13 years old. Just a couple of days back, he came and told us that he wanted to buy a keyboard, a gaming keyboard. Nowadays he's into gaming. So he wanted a gaming keyboard. So he comes and tells us he wants one. And as parents, as most parents, we totally object to it. We said no. The main reason being the price of the keyboard. According to us, it was quite expensive. But for children nowadays, nothing is expensive. Everything is reasonable for them. So while he's asking, he's only a 13-year-old child. Till he comes and pesters us, buy me this, and can it be a Christmas gift? And he, uses all kinds of persuasions to make us buy. So till then, he's only a 13-year-old child. When we object as parents, he becomes an adult tech-savvy consultant. He talks about the lightning deal that Amazon Prime offers. It gives a 50% off. He talks about the configuration of the keyboard. He talks about the tactile feedback, low noise audible click. When you press the keyboard, there's a click, and that, I think children love it nowadays for some reason. He also tells us about the difference between a mechanical keyboard and a membrane keyboard. He talks about the benefits of a multicolor backlit keyboard. He gives us so much of details about the product that by the time he's done talking, even if I didn't have the money, as a mother, I would be willing to beg, borrow, and steal in order to buy him the keyboard. That was the level of research he had done on the product that he so wanted to buy. His passion and commitment to finding himself the best keyboard in the market, according to me, was instrumental in getting what he wanted. So by the way, we allowed him to buy that, so we didn't stand a chance. So whether the current generation of children have their parents wrapped around their little finger, that is another matter, and we will keep the discussion for another day. So coming back to my argument, why do we publish and why is it so difficult for us to get publications in reputed journals? My answer would be, if you take in the context of the example that I told you, in purpose and intention. So if you are passionate about your research journey will be interesting and easy. Why? Because you want it. You want the keyboard. You made research on the keyboard, so you get it. Similarly, I would extend that logic to our publications and doing research in language and literature. We want to do it. Why? Because we are passionate about it. Our intention and purpose is good, and it's for the right reasons, and we will find our success if our reasons and if our purposes and our intentions are right. So if you are passionate about research, your research journey is going to be interesting. It will be easy. Why? Because you want it and for the right reasons. But the same is true when it is forced upon you. There is nothing harder than that. There is nothing harder than research. There is nothing harder than getting published. Most of the research is done nowadays because it is forced on us. Someone is forcing us to do it. It may be your college management. It may be for your appraisals. It may be for your promotions. It may be for consolidating numbers for accreditation purposes like NAC, NBA, NIRF, and so on. The reasons may be plenty. My parting words would be, love what you are doing, whether it is teaching, writing, publishing, or doing research. I'd like to end my inaugural speech by saying, passion combined with hard work always brings in excellent results. Thank you. Have a great 6-day workshop, and I'm sure you will enjoy each and every session that is going to happen. And thank you for inviting me for this inaugural session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. May I now invite my colleague, Mr. Rahul, to formally introduce our resource person for today, Dr. Suresh Pannurangam, sir.